Welcome back, everybody, to the Social Media Blast podcast. This week's going to be a pretty good topic. This is the age-old discussion that has been occurring for a few years now on the YouTube space and everything. But before we do that, obviously, as always, with me is Josh Bane. Josh, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. Busy as anything, but it's a busy, good kind of thing. So looking forward to this discussion, though.
That's good. That's good. So before we get started, make sure you hit us up at our socials, which we have listed on the description. If you're watching the video cast, obviously they're right on the screen, but the links are down below in the description. Wherever you're listening to us, whether it is on iTunes, Google Podcasts, or now Spotify, you can check all the information out in the description and hit us up there. Any questions that you might have, best place probably to hit us is on Twitter, at TechExamined, at Joshua Bane. And that's pretty much where Josh and I hang out all day, every day, because it's real simple
Yeah.
just to check. So any questions, hit us up down below at those places. But our topic for today, giveaways. And Josh, this was your idea to talk about this because there have been, people every now and again, they have giveaways come up, and there are good and bad with giveaways. If you don't know, not Josh, the listeners, but giveaways done on YouTube, on social media, whatever you are doing it. I would probably say within the past 6 to 7 years, has turned to a negative connotation, and the idea of giving something away and asking people to do a certain thing or follow or subscribe or comment or like a video has come up with many different debates over the years on what is allowed, what isn't allowed, what's fake, what isn't. So that's our topic for today. And Josh, I will let you talk about it first. I guess the question is, what are your feelings just initially about giveaways today as they stand when someone runs a giveaway?
The stance that I have with giveaways, I guess, would really boil down to whether you're just getting started with YouTube or if you're well established. I'll just get the well established out of the way. Well established, you have an audience already, you have a pretty strong followership, viewings, and all that kind of stuff. You got a good amount of subscribers. So I would say giveaways work well for those guys. But if you are just starting out with a YouTube channel or even any social media site, I would say steer clear of giveaways. It is very tempting and it's actually very exciting to see those numbers of followership or subscribers go very sky high really quick. Like it's nice to see that really nice incline of growth. But the thing is that it's not organic. And I think that ends up hurting you in the long run. So in the long run, you'll end up, yeah, you got a ton of subscribers, but what you'll look back on is like those people are just following you or just subscribing to you just because of that free item. And that hurts you because they're not going back to look at your content. They're not going back to actually ingest what you're producing. They don't really care. Now, I will say that there are going to be some people that trickle along and end up liking your stuff. And if you collaborate with the giveaway, you might actually get some followers, some subscribers from those people. And you kind of hope for the best. But in my experience, and I've seen this on other channels and other sites, that it ends up not being organic. So you're not seeing the growth that you wanting. Like no one's watching my stuff, and it kind of, like, I care about more about views, I care more about organic growth at this point. And I've seen how it's hurt my channel more than it's actually done good at the immediate time. And like when your giveaway is going on, it's like I said, it's really fun seeing the numbers go higher and higher, that you're getting more people and stuff like that, and it just hurts. And the other point that kind of leads into what I was kind of talking about with the viewership is, like, let's say you're trying to work on sponsorships, you're trying to work on companies to help send you stuff for review, and you're trying to pitch to them different this or that, different numbers. And for the most part, a lot of companies, they look at subscribers. So that's where that temptation is to, the quick fix is to run a giveaway, get a boost in subscribers. And then, the company looks at your subscribers, the amount that you have, and they're happy with that. But what ends up hurting is that when you actually make content about whatever that item is, you're not getting the views that that company actually needs. You're not getting the views that you actually need for your channel, and it ends up hurting that relationship. Well, it's like you have all these subscribers, and what's the deal? What's wrong? You're not getting these amount of views, and it's hard to promise a company results when you're not able to produce those kind of views or sales. So that's like those are some of the ways that I kind of initially think about how giveaways are toxic for your channel, especially if you're just getting going, especially if you don't have organic growth at the moment, or you don't have a strong followership. Um, I'm going to give one example. A recent change that I made to my social media sites was I condensed everything into just one thing, which the marketing or branding strategy is just Joshua Bane. I used to have Bane Tech. I used to have Bane Creative. Bane Creative was the business name that I had and all that kind of stuff. So I had all these separate accounts. For one, that was just difficult to manage. And it was kind of, I wasn't being able to put a lot of my energy into that kind of stuff. But the point is that I had to make a decision which um, social media sites am I going to keep and which ones are going to just go away. And so for the most part, I kept the ones that had the stronger followership. Like I just kind of changed some handles around and stuff like that. But I want to kind of concentrate down on Facebook. My Facebook page for Bane Tech had, I think it was about 1,500 likes or follows. On my business side, I had organically grown it to about 500 at that point. And for being a local business, that's actually pretty good for this area. And it's continuing to grow. And I've done very minor, small kind of giveaways, like a free 30-minute photo session for reaching a mile marker kind of stuff. Nothing huge. I'm not giving away like $1,000 product or something. So the organic growth meant more to me. So I kept that Facebook profile and adapted the branding and the naming. And I just deleted the 1,500 or yeah, the 1,500 followers that I had on Bane Tech because the followers that I gained on that Facebook page was pretty much from giveaways. It wasn't organic growth. If I was posting stuff, I wasn't seeing any kind of engagement activity at all. And so it was kind of pointless just to keep it in. Yes, that 1,500 followers looked good. It felt nice to have a comma in the followership, but it didn't have meaning or depth to it. It was just a very surface level kind of thing. So while I had that brand for a while, and it was kind of hard to let go at first, I think it's going to be better in the longer run, the end game, to have the other account going that has that organic growth. And so like that's the effect. And I have a whole lot more activity and a whole lot more engagement on a lesser followership on my business site than I did my Bane Tech. So it just made sense. And that's kind of like what you have to look at. You have to look at that longer end game. Is like, is this giveaway going to help me in the long run? Is it going to help this channel grow? Is it going to help the social media site grow? And I don't think it helps the smaller channels. And if going back to what I was saying, if it's going to be one of those things to where you're already established, and we could name names, like there's people that's got a strong followership. One of them, you know, I think of Danny Wingett, to a name comes to mind pretty fast. He's a tech YouTuber, who does a lot of tech reviews and stuff like that. He's got a strong followership, and if he does a giveaway, it's going to only help him out versus hurt his channel, kind of stuff. So that's why I think giveaways are definitely toxic for the channels just starting out. If you're already established, I think you can get away with it without hurting yourself.
Okay, well, that does it for our podcast because Josh pretty much said it all. No, I'm only joking. No, I agree with you, pretty much 100%. You know, what you had said about a channel being a strong channel as opposed to a newer channel, is definitely important because, like you said, you know, people just follow to do it, and and then whatever happens afterwards. Now, that person would reach a milestone and they would say, you know, I want to thank my subscribers for, you know, their support, and I want to do a giveaway. They would do that giveaway, and you know, it wasn't really something that they were asking for followers or anything like that, and you know, it would be something just to celebrate. Then there was the collaboration giveaway, and depending on what level you were at and what level the person you were working with on that collaboration, you know, the subscriber count would, you know, fluctuate for whoever was the smaller channel. So let's say, for example, you reached a 10,000 subscriber milestone, and you had someone that was at 20 or 30,000 subscribers that you were working with to do a giveaway, or multiple people. Of course, you would see an influx of subscribers at that point, because, depending on the giveaway, they would say, go to subscribe to this person, watch their video, and, find out how you enter the giveaway. That was always the smart thing to do at the beginning, was the larger channel direct you towards the smaller channel to find out how the giveaway was going to work. You would get the views on the video, they would subscribe, and if you were active, they would check out your channel. If they liked it, then they would stay, and that's the natural flow of things. That's how it started out. And you would get that influx, and then, generally, I would probably say you would have a positive keep on that if you were a channel that was growing and was along the same style as the people that you were working with. And innocently enough, that's how it would start. You would get that, you would move on, and you would continue to grow, and hopefully that would reach you to a new plateau where you would find new people to interact. What ended up happening was people would find out whatever it is that they were getting in the giveaway for. They would do the giveaway, and then they would immediately unfollow if they didn't win. You would do the giveaway, run for a week, 2 weeks, whatever. You would announce the winner on YouTube on a video. We are announcing the winners. Here is the winners. And people would see the video and go, I didn't win. Damn it. I'm unsubscribed. You could literally see the numbers just drop on your channel. I've done it. Josh, you've done it. And you could see the amount of people just literally watching your video and just going away. Yeah. And that's what it would turn to. So people got a little bit slick. And what they would do is they'd run the giveaway, and they would announce the winner on Twitter. So the idea of people seeing a video saying, here's the winner, you lost, you're already on the person's channel, you lose, unsubscribe. Whereas the winner was announced on Twitter, they wouldn't have that initial shock of saying, I lost, I hate you, delete, unsubscribe, whatever. So they were trying to deter people from being angry, going somewhere else, and they were on Twitter, and they were, damn it, I didn't win, and they're not going to go open up YouTube and unsubscribe to you at that point. They would be angry, they'd forget about it, and, you would hopefully still gain that. Mm-hmm. Well, people got bored, and, of course, people, things were getting a little bit easier, so that eventually stopped. So basically, the idea was people got smarter, or whatever, the system got smarter. I don't know what you want to attribute it to, but eventually the idea of having a giveaway is really the idea of growing your channel to get more subscribers. It is really just that toxic, because people would subscribe. You don't continue to do your videos. You're not as consistent as the person that you're working with. Their channel was way too big for you to be working with them anyway. So you would get that initial influx, and if they didn't unsubscribe, they didn't watch. They just let you die. They'd stay there, but they didn't follow up and watch your videos. So you would have channels that would reach that milestone of 100,000 subscribers, and they would end up just dying. So you've got someone with 100,000 subscribers that, gets 10,000 views, 5,000 views. And, initially, that's the amount of views they were getting when they had 50,000 subscribers, or 20,000. The like you said, Josh, the engagement was there. Much like a door-to-door salesman or someone trying to sell something, you go to 10 doors and you sell to one person. So what do you do today to make 10 sales? You go to 100 doors and you make 10 sales. And the idea was that you get 100,000 subscribers, you would at least increase your viewership by a marginal amount, or an amount that would make you happy. Whereas you had 5,000 views on 20,000 subs, you would hope that if you get 100,000 subscribers, you'd multiply that by 5, and next thing you know, your 5,000 turns into 20, 30, 40,000 views. And that's not what ended up happening. And it makes you look bad as a brand. It makes you look terrible. Because, again, and I see channels that are like that. And again, we're not about calling out channels. You can put two and two together on whoever you feel that you think is that person that is a shitty channel growing from giveaways, and you can see it. But I'm not here to call people out. You grow your channel the way you feel that you want to grow your channel. We're only here trying to talk about it from experience, from doing it ourselves, seeing the repercussions of it, and how it hurt our channel's growth towards a positive way of not only getting subscribers but getting views. Because at the end of the day, there are companies out there that literally just look at your numbers and don't care what your view count is, and they will work with you based on that. And shame on
It's
them.
gonna come to a point though, but there's getting to where companies are trying to get smarter.
Yeah.
They're looking at views. I know there's a few that I've worked with recently that are asking like, we need to have this many views by this amount of time in order for this relationship to work. And so it's starting to happen. And so that's something to think about too. It's like, yeah, you might have these subscribers, but are you going to pull in the views? Another aspect that that I want to point across is the financial part. There are companies that might provide you with a second unit if we're talking about a review or something like that. Like sometimes they provide a second one that you can give away, or they'll provide a means to give away from their end to where you don't have to spend any money. But many times where I see a lot of mistakes happening too is that channels are spending their own money on purchasing these products that cost a lot of money. And it's the cost of that, plus you got shipping. And if you really want a successful giveaway, you're going to do it internationally. That's how you're going to get the most engagement for that giveaway, is to do it internationally. If you just hold to the US, you just limit the audience and stuff. And so you're thinking about, like, if you're even going to give away a budget phone, let's say it's $200 to $300, that's still a lot of money. And then you got to probably budget yourself for about $25, $30 for shipping, because if someone wins somewhere overseas, that's pretty much what it's going to cost to ship that product. So, and then there's all kinds of other stuff we can get just with the headaches involved with some countries. I don't know if I want to go
No, don't go there.
that deep yet, but there's a particular side of the world that is in it just for giveaways, and if you're
Right.
familiar with this kind of stuff, you just know who it is.
And they got a very large population, that can affect you in a bad way, a very bad
Right.
way. So,
And so my advice, instead of going with these giveaways that's going to cost you hundreds of dollars, and I see so many frequent giveaways too, it's just like, how are you affording to going out and buying this product and then just giving it away? That's like you're giving away free money. And what I would suggest to do is to take that money and invest into the channel, whether it's upgrading your equipment, which that could be arguable with whatever, but or if the end game is to get as many views as possible so that we get as much engagement, go with ads or AdWords and actually open up a promote your video on YouTube or on Facebook or on Google or something like that. So that way you get better search engine results and you're actually getting the growth that you need versus this surface level stuff that's really not going to work out in the end. So use that money wisely. Like, if you're tempted to spend money on a giveaway, I would suggest not to, because it's just going to hurt you. It's going to hurt your pocket. I don't think it's spending your money wisely, and it's a mistake that I've made. It's just not worth it in the end, in my opinion.
right. Yeah, and just like you said, if you're going to spend money on something and you want it to be something that is going to attract people, you got to make sure that you're going to get your return on that. And because you're going to get those subscribers or whatever, just be prepared that you're not going to get what you get in return. Because
subscribers is not return on investment. It's not.
No,
Like,
definitely not.
Get it out your mind thinking that gaining all the subscribers is a good return on investment.
No, it's those views. And that's, that could be a topic for another show. Those views based on working with companies. And, that is a topic that is also very dangerous to get into. And we will get into that in another show. But, just it's not like we're trying to say that giveaways are bad. Josh said there are positive ways to do them. But just be prepared that if you're going to do a giveaway with somebody, and your goal is to gain subscribers, you need to make sure that who you're working with, you're on the same wavelength when it comes to your content. And of tech reviewers working with tech reviewers, that's pretty basic. Pretty much everyone you're going to meet up pretty much usually has the same goal that you do. But as nice as it would be to grow exponentially, working with a channel that is way larger than yours doesn't really help you, because they expect a level of a video. And if you're not on that person's level, you're going to look stupid. And you're going to waste their time, and they're going to unsubscribe. Or they're not going to watch at all, and you're going to look dumb when you have 50,000 subscribers and you're getting 1,000 views or 500 views. People talk. Companies talk. Companies talk to other YouTubers. Companies have talked to me about other YouTubers. It's not professional, but they've asked me about other YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
And they ask for feedback. What do you think of this? How do you think this? What are your opinions on how this channel is working when it comes to gaining subscribers and gaining views? Do you feel that it's legitimate? And I can sit there and say my opinion on it. Whether it's true or not is a different story. I certainly don't want to knock someone from trying to make a wage or earn money on it. But at the same time, I can only give my opinion and look at the facts and say, when someone says, what do you think of this channel? And say, well, you look at a channel and they've got, 2, 3, 400,000 subscribers, and you're pulling in 10,000 views on a video. Do I really need to say more? Not that they're not a nice person. That doesn't have anything to do with it. Nothing to do with the fact that they're not a nice person. Business-wise, that's a different story. And so many people cannot separate personal from business. No matter how smart you think you are, emotion always takes over at the end of the day. Because if you can't separate personal from business, then you're going to fail 100% of the time. Because if you can't take someone's feedback on a business level, then you can't operate. You always have to be open to understand how business works. And like I said, there are people that are the nicest people in the world. I would do anything for them. But when I see their YouTube channels and I see how they operate their YouTube channels, they're the scum of the earth. Because all you're worried about is making money. And whether that is how you were when you started, I don't care. It's where you are now. But that doesn't mean that I don't like you as a person. I just, I just wouldn't give you $10 to help you invest it for my life. Because I don't trust you as a business person otherwise. So that's that. Anyway. Giveaways at the end of the day.
Scumbags. Scumbags are my buddies.
Giveaways are bad, okay? Okay, giveaways are bad, okay? But that's our take on it. If you have any questions, let us know, comment, hit us up on Twitter, all that good stuff. But I think we've exhausted the topic. It's pretty straightforward where we're coming from, but it's just you have to be careful. Like Josh said, it can be a dangerous thing. It could really hurt your brand when you're trying to push up there. And great, you're happy your subscribers are watching your videos and they're commenting and you've got great feedback from them. Just like Josh said, you got a great community. If you want to do something for them, give away for someone that pick the people that are subscribed to you and pick a person. You can do a video about it and go, hey, I want to offer my subscribers, a 10% discount here, a 20% discount there. Pick a subscriber and send them something. Someone that that is following you and working with you. Don't expect anything in return. Don't expect anything. Just do it
Yeah.
because you're appreciative of that person or those people. Let's say you've got 20 cases in that, they're just sitting on a shelf. Pick 20 people and send them to them. Hit them up and say, hey, I want to give you something for being a subscriber.
Right.
And that will go 10 times further than you will ever realize than putting up a video collabing with someone and trying to get more subscribers just for the sake of having subscribers. So, just a food for thought that just popped into my head. I've done that with subscribers.
Mic drop.
Thank you. I'm here all week. So, there are many ways to thank your subscribers. And collabing with someone else that's larger than you to gain more subscribers and to pick someone that was subscribed for a day will not take you any further than someone that's been subscribed with you from the beginning. And I've done that. I've sent stuff to subscribers that have been with me for years and years and years. I've hit them up, and sometimes they thank me, publicly, and other times they just say, "Hey, thank you. I really appreciate that. You're welcome." Don't expect anything in return. Don't expect anything in return.
That's good.
So
it's not really something I hear talk about a lot too. So I'm hoping that this is a discussion that helps out people, because at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help. It might sound like we're being negative Nancy's, but at the end of the day, we want people to succeed. We want people to do the right thing.
Of course.
And if this kind of information helps someone succeed even beyond what we're doing, I count that as a win.
Definitely. So let's wrap it up for this one. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, all of our information is in the description. Best place to hit us up is on Twitter. Josh, thank you so much for your thoughts on this. So we will see you guys. Yeah, definitely a good talk. We will see you in the next podcast, or hear you in the next podcast. Take it easy and have a good one.